So today I wanted to jump on real quick and kind of give you guys a different perception, a different way of kind of looking at what's going down. So as you know, the super full moon is tonight, and then we're going to go straight into Mercury retrograde. And so we can do one of two things with that. Wait, oh, my clothes are just falling off. We can do one of two things with that. We can focus on the intensity of what this energy is bringing, or we can move through it with a little bit more grace and ease. And so the reason why I bring this up is because I did it, right? So it was like, I think yesterday or the day before, I knew the full moon was coming. I knew Mercury retrograde was coming. I know that I'm super sensitive when these energies come. And it's kind of like I bought into my own mindset, right? My mindset goblins. The, oh my God, it's gonna be huge. And because we intend it that way, or we perceive it that way, you know, that vibration, that attraction then brings it to you, brings you that experience in that way. And yesterday I just got completely slammed. I doubled on it. So I did a conscious life session for myself, because when astrological energies come in, I have a tendency to hear the negativity in my fields that aren't mine tend to get really loud. And for me, when that happens, it can snowball. So it's kind of like I see the snowball coming and it's like, am I going to really, you know, allow it to roll down the mountain and get larger, or am I just going to zip it here? And so I decided I was going to zip it there. And using that supermoon energy and, you know, Mercury retrograde. So what happened was, you know, when we use astrological events to help propel your energy and yourself forward, the amplification of ordinary things that you do becomes amplified. You go a little deeper. You have extra energy that's supporting you. You have extra, you know, the veils are really thin, so you can really kind of get in there. And so when I did that, it was a big shift. Like the negativity is all gone, which is great, right? Because, you know, you zip the snowball. But then I was reminded from this point on, well, how are you going to perceive the rest of this, Elizabeth? Because Mercury retrograde is 3 weeks long. So you can make it a 3-week nightmare by how you're perceiving it, right? Or you can make it a 3-week kind of floaty experience on the waves, depending upon how you're setting your intentions. And so prior to today, I set my intentions based in that kind of fear-based, oh my God, you know, reveille of this moon is huge and everything's huge and let's get all involved in the drama of it. And that did amplify, excuse me, amplify that experience, right? So the energy was going to move anyway. It's moving right now too. And the energy was going to move anyway. But it was really kind of like, you know, how do I really want it to move, and how do I really want to experience it moving? So I wrote earlier in somebody else's post, be very careful about your intentions when you're going and you're journaling, and when, or if you're doing any healing work, or you're downloading any sessions, or whatever it is that you're doing, just make sure that how you're entering into that process. It has like the same experience of, you know, how are you entering the malls as an energetically sensitive person? Are you preparing? So here's the thing. I did, and I was reading somebody else's post too. When you're energetically sensitive, you can, oops, I dropped my thing. You can experience a lot of people's emotion. And right now, everybody at the mall is like energetically just kind of like, what's going on? I don't know how to deal with this. And when you're an empath or a healer or a worker, you know, you pick up on all that stuff. And for the longest time, I did one of two things, and then I stopped doing it. The first thing I did was, before I would leave, I would clear my energy and I'd shield myself and I'd carry my black tourmaline with me, and you know, it was like prepared for basically a battle, right? And when you think about that, you're setting up that battle already. I mean, you're setting up a battle that hasn't even happened yet. You haven't even walked in through the store. And so if you haven't walked in through the store yet and you're all armed and ready, then you're prepared for a battle. And so a battle, it is what you get. And so I remember this very clearly because I went to Costco like a week before Christmas last year, and I just got nailed. And I thought I had all my barriers and everything all set up, and I still got nailed. This year, I haven't been doing that. I haven't been rolling up to a store and going, oh my God, this is going to totally suck, and then go in and then have it not suck, right? If I roll up to the door with that intention, that is the experience I'm going to be bringing. This year, what I've been doing really simply, I'm not even shielding or protecting. I'm bringing my energy into me, and I'm running it, right? So I'm running my own essence on me, and I'm going into these stores and with the awareness that there's energy there, right? There's energy everywhere you go. But I'm not shielding, I'm not protecting, you know, I'm not coming in full battle gear, because that usually attracts the things that I'm not looking for. So I go in, I'm very present. You know, today I was shopping and I could feel I can feel anxiety in the store. And so the moment I get to that point, okay, the moment you start empathing other people in the store, you have to, number one, realize, okay, I'm empathing anxiety, right? And for me, it was like, I'm so anxious, I want to get out of here. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not an anxious person. What is going on? Okay, that is not mine. So when you go into these stores and you start feeling this anxiety, the irritation, the panic, depression. I get a lot of depression sometimes. You walk into the store and all of a sudden, like within 15 minutes, you're like, oh, my life sucks. And, you know, you just want to cry. You have to realize it's not yours. It's not your energy. You're empathing it. And you don't have to shield and protect. I'm dropping everything. You have to shield and protect against that, because it's an empathic reaction. And what that means, okay, so here's the gist of the story, is what that means is when you walk into a store, especially during this kind of interesting energy, the consciousness of the collective, which is not awake, is in panic, and they have no idea what the hell is going on. And then here you are, and you walk in, and it's like, oh my gosh, she has the answer, right? So it's like a whole bunch of people. If you imagine it happening in the physical dimension, it's like a whole bunch of people just walking towards you like you were a celebrity and encircling you, all asking for the same thing. How do we deal with this energy? How do we maintain calm and balance and peace? And how do we maintain blah, 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 right? So it's, you have the information that they're asking for, and they're basically all like in groups tapping you on the shoulder for that information. So what I've been doing lately is not preparing so much for this whole big nightmarish scenarios. I've been walking in and I've been doing my thing, not even focusing on the energy until it hits me, right? So I'm there maybe 10, 15, sometimes even 20 minutes, focusing, running my own energy on me, and then it hits. I get that anxiety. I'm like, okay. So the first thing you want to do when that happens is send the information. It's like they're tapping you on the shoulder saying, hey, I want that information on how to be calm and steady during this tumultuous time. Send them the information. So you send them and we call it energetic information because you're sending it energetically. Send the energetic information to the person who's asking for it, basically. It could be the whole store for all you know. But just send it, ask your team to send it, ask your guides to send it, and send it back to where it can be received so they have the information, release the empathic sensitivity, and then start running your own energy on you again. And it's like a reset. Now, it takes 30, 40 seconds to do. So yeah, you're shopping and you're going about your business, and you have to stop and be like, oh, okay, this isn't mine. Let me send the energetic information to its right and perfect place where it can be received with all relevant, appropriate energetic information. Now I'm going to model the solution on me, and that's like running your own energy and how you run your energy, how you create your little peaceful place, and then reflect that to them. And then what I do is I activate, update, and repattern all of my pieces, right? It takes me like, how long did that take me? 20 seconds. So you run through that. And then you can do that everywhere you go because each store is different. Like, so yesterday I must have been at 4 different stores. The energy in the stores are different in every place because everybody's panicking at a different level. So when I walk in, I can feel it almost immediately, right? And it's, oh, here's another one. Okay, send the energetic information, model the solution, activate, update, repattern, release the empathic sensitivity, send it back, right? So it's a different sense of perception on how you're dealing with energetic information. We're getting a download right now. How you're dealing with energetic information and how you're perceiving it. Are you entering the stores in full battle mode, right? Shielded up the wazoo and wearing your stones and, essential oils and whatever, and entering the war zone, so to speak, which will only attract to you the war zone that you're trying to fight off, so to speak. Or are you going into it with a different perception of knowing, okay, there might be energy here, but I don't have to necessarily gear up or arm for it. There's going to be people here who want information. So I'm going to be shopping. And as I shop, there's going to be people who want information. Just like when you're shopping in a store, right? If you're wearing a really nice sweater, somebody might walk up to you and be like, yo, where did you get that sweater? That's really awesome. And you'd be like, oh, well, I bought it at, wherever you shop, Macy's, Nordstrom, wherever, right? And they'd be like, oh, okay, cool, thanks. Did you get it recently? Blah, 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 right? You're having a conversation about your sweater. What we're doing energetically is really ultimately kind of the same thing, except you're walking in and you're shopping, and they're coming up to you energetically and asking you, dude, how are you staying balanced, and how are you not irritated, and how are you keeping your energy fields clean and not getting angry and upset with all this holiday chaos, right? And what you're going to do, instead of ignoring them, or shielding them or spraying or whatever, you're just going to do the same thing like you would do and have a normal conversation, except it's all energetic, and you're sending that energetic information to them at the level in which they can receive it by saying, oh, well, I'm doing it by this. I'm holding all of my energy inside my divine mind. Here, watch, I'm running it. Here's the solution. I'm activating, updating, and repatterning. And then I release the empathic sensitivity. And they're like, oh, thank you. Okay, and then you move on to throughout your day. So right now, with all of the astrological stuff that is happening, okay, there are a lot of people asking a lot of questions. And when you energetically sensitive little wonder beings, right, walk into the store, it's like George Clooney or Jessica Chastain has walked into the middle of the supermarket and everybody wants your autograph, right? Because they all want that information about how it is you're keeping yourself calm in the wave of the storm. And that's what they're looking for. And you are empathically feeling the disturbances, the anxiety, the depression, the anger, the frustration. You're empathing that because you, at your energetic, higher energetic selves, have the information that they're looking for. So the empathic reaction that you're experiencing is kind of like a tap on the shoulder of, hey, where did you get that sweater? Except energetically, it's more like, hey, how are you keeping that balance? How are you keeping that flow? It's just a different conversation. It's a different energetic conversation. Now, if you have porous boundaries, you're not holding your boundaries and you're not holding your power appropriately, those empathic sensations can be really hard. They come at you twice as hard, right? Boom, they like really can hit you a little bit hard. So you want to make sure that two things, if you're going to do anything, instead of loading up with all your armor, the two things you want to make sure that you're doing is, number one, all of your energy and your attachment is on you. You're flowing that internally on you. You've recalled all your power. You're running your power on you, and that your energetic fields are a nice coherent field by bringing all of everything, all of your gifts, your wisdom, your tools, your mastery, your power, all of your reference points on you and for you, so that when you walk in, you're walking in as a solid line of light, as opposed to being fragmented with all of your attachments and your energy and your gifts just kind of scattered all over the place. That is, walking like this, your effect that you feel from other people will lessen. When you're scattered like this, you can have a tendency to be energetically drained, to be corded, to walk through the stores and everything's all woozy. It's because your energy is just kind of everywhere except here. So